tonight clandestinely to publicly, without fear or equivocation, say that we stand up and believe in science and math. It's really a thing. You can believe it. It's fine. Yeah. Let's give it up to science and math. This feels like one of those vocations where you clandestinely gather, right? It just has that feeling. But seriously, tonight we're going to be inducting 7 winners into the Sloan Awards for excellence in teaching science and math, which with this prize will make you part of the 1%. Not because of the prize money, I mean 1% of the people eligible for this award. So yeah, I wanted to clear that up now. But we can't think of a more important topic to gather for in 2022 in terms of a celebration of excellence in teaching in our public schools, excellence in teaching around STEM, and excellence in teaching right here in New York City. We can't think of a better way to celebrate. And while New York City is a big city of over 8.5 million people, over 1 million students in our public school system, a lot usually takes up the oxygen in a room. And you would know better than me what can take up oxygen. But a lot of noise happens in New York City on a daily basis, and we don't have time sometimes to pause and really think of what's important and really celebrate what's important. And tonight, we celebrate what we really fundamentally believe is most important in New York City, and that's our teachers. So give it up for the teachers of New York City. And while there's a lot of noise in New York City, we want to make sure that we efforts to make sure that we provide our students with the best STEM education the world can provide. So give it up for the STEM educators. With that said, I bring up our first speaker, who's the president of the Fund for the City of New York, an educator herself as well, President LISETTE NIEVES. LISETTE?
Hi, everyone. Hey. Before I start my remarks, can we just give an extra special thank you to Alder Rafael Bonilla? When Alder decided to come to the fund, and I knew he was going to be running this particular program, he just took it to a whole new place and has inspired so many people with it. And it's a reflection of how deeply rooted in community he is, but how brilliant he is as well, too. He's shy to say it. He's almost done with his doctorate, so let's give him some energy for that. But I want to make sure he knows that I appreciate it. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is LISETTE NIEVES. I'm so proud to be here. I'm the president of the Fund for the City of New York. I will tell you that it is great to see so many people here that are in STEM careers. I was joking about it, but I actually feel really comfortable in this group. I'm married to a software engineer, and he's very linear, and I'm not. But what works about it is just the excitement around how everyday things work, right? This is the beauty of also being married to an engineer and to being close to engineers. And one thing I will say that I think is super exciting about this, I'm also a product of the public school system. I have gone through public school from first grade all the way through my undergrad. And I have to tell you that I know that teachers made a difference in my life. There's a reason why I'm a first generation, right? Puertorriqueña, here in New York City, the first to win a Rhodes from a public university, and I am proud of that because that happened because of our public school system. So when people tell us that we can't produce the best students, they are lying, because we do all the time. And yet we still know that we can push and do better and increase the numbers who are doing well. But tonight is about those who have been doing that every day. So thank you to the teachers who were selected. If you could stand up real quickly, please. I want to thank the incredible school leadership teams, because a teacher that thrives is because they're in an environment that allows them to thrive. You cannot flex, as we say, without the support of an incredible set of school leaders and incredible students. So I would like to thank them too. Applause for our school leaders. I also want to say something to all the staff at the fund. Thank you all for being here. Everything that happens here is because someone decided to do a little bit more outside of their roles to make it happen. And so I want to thank them. Thank you, fund folks. Gracias. Thank you. Before I transition to our next speaker, I do want to say this one part. And it's to all the people who were part of the nomination and the selection process. Thank you. I don't get to sit and vote. That's really important. Aldrin and I, we do not vote. We feel really strong about that. We get the top people to come in and vote on that. We have former math teachers, physicists, you get all of them. They're all coming from all over. And they unanimously supported who is going today. And I want to thank our selection committee. If you could stand real quickly, please, so everyone can see you. And what I will say to all the students that are here, the selection panel is made up of a group of people who have taken math and science as a passion and interest and turned it into the most diverse and interesting sets of careers, right? So if you get a chance to meet any of the panelists, ask them about what was their kind of trajectory. I think it'd be exciting to hear that too. Well, now I get to transition to the next person. We are excited at the fund. We're very proud about being independent. We do not typically the only, if you notice this, Adam, the only foundation we've ever really recognized and allowed to brand has been the Sloan Foundation with us. And there's a reason for it. Because we feel really strong about what are, the ethics, what is their commitment to that, what is the support, the freedom we have, right? All those kinds of things. So we're proud to say that Sloan is a sponsor for this. Sloan has the same passion that we have for this, and we're excited about that. And they also have a great president, who is Adam FALK, who is a theoretical physicist himself, former college president of Williams College, someone that has a great sense of humor, but is really happy to geek out with you at a moment's notice, all right? With that said, I really want to thank Adam FALK for being here. He's going to say some comments, but also for sponsoring this incredible event tonight. Thank you so much. Come on.
Good evening. I'm going to start by just thanking everyone at the Fund for the City of New York. We are deeply grateful to be able to sponsor, and that's all we do is sponsor. All of the hard work is done by the Fund and the Selection Committee, but we are deeply grateful to be able to sponsor these awards. They mean a tremendous amount to all of us at the Sloan Foundation. So thank you very, very much to everyone at the Fund. So as Lisette said, I'm Adam FALK. I'm the president here at the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation. And I'm really humbled to be here with all of you this evening to honor some of the most important people in the city of New York, who are the teachers who are here with us tonight. So, probably haven't heard of the Sloan Foundation. What do we do? Well, primarily what we actually do is that we make grants to support scientific research in fields like astronomy and chemistry and biology and physics and geology and economics even. And so you might wonder, why is it that a foundation that sponsors research is sponsoring these awards for public high school teachers? Well, the reason is actually simple and it's straightforward. It's because at the Sloan Foundation, what we know is that we're never going to produce the next generation of amazing astronomers and chemists and biologists and physicists and geologists and economists if we don't make certain that every single person in our society has the real opportunity to participate in the exhilarating journey that is science. So let me say that again. Every single person must be able to participate in science. And the place that we make sure of that, the place that we make sure that every single person can participate is our public school system. So there are 1 million or so students in the New York City public schools. And if you do the math, that's about 1 out of every 300 Americans is currently a student in the New York City public school system. So think about that. This is where our future is being made. And it is our teachers who make that future. in their classrooms with their students. So if a science curriculum is like music that's been written on a page, teachers are the players who bring that music to life, who make it sing, who give it meaning, who bring out its beauty, and who leave us hungry for more. That is what, each in their own way, the 7 extraordinary teachers we are celebrating tonight are doing for their students. But, and I've read the citations, their students aren't in the audience just listening to the music. Instead, their students are seeing every day that they can participate in science and participate in discovery, and if they so choose, decide to become scientists themselves. Let me tell you, it's great to become a scientist yourself. Every one of tonight's honorees has had this kind of indelible effect on the students whose lives they have touched. They've helped students to see wholly new possibilities for themselves, for what they can do, and for who they can be. There is no greater gift than that to give a young person. And this is why we honor these extraordinary teachers. And in honoring them, we also must thank and honor thousands of other extraordinary teachers, thousands in the New York City public schools, equally dedicated to their students, just as passionate about education, and absolutely essential to the future of our city and our world. So, congratulations to all of you, from every one of us at the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for the amazing work that you are doing.
I'm Kelly Lovelett. I'm the Assistant Principal of Biology at Brooklyn Tech. I still remember the first class of Dr. Margarita's that I observed 8 years ago as a new administrator. I walked into her freshman living environment room and wondered why a double-decker hamburger was sitting on the teacher lab bench in full view. Shortly after my arrival, she picked up the burger and chomped down on it. You could hear the crunch of the lettuce as sauce dripped down her hands. Her students quietly giggled. As she ate the messy burger, she elicited the steps of mechanical and chemical digestion from students while she wrote their comments in a graphic organizer. The lesson was so memorable that I recall where I sat in the classroom, what the graphic organizer looked like, and exactly where it was situated on the whiteboard. Imagine the impact this one example lesson had on her students. This is Dr. Margarita's teaching in a nutshell, or shall I say burger. It's deliciously fun, exciting, and engaging. Dr. Margarita is the biology teacher we all wish we had, who has a wall of animals in the back of the room. But as an AP environmental science teacher, instead of cages of mammals as you probably envisioned, it's aquariums filled with colorful fish, shrimp, snails, aquatic systems, dozens of trout that get released as part of a breeding program, a snake named Flair, who has her own Instagram account, and a jungle of plants. She helped convert a stagnant greenhouse on the 8th floor of the school into a fully functional hydroponics lab. And her most recent venture, a display case that had an outdated painting on it, transformed into a green wall. The amount of work, time, and energy that is required for Dr. Margarita to accomplish and sustain all of this requires a depth of passion and commitment found only in a few educators. Dr. Margarita's students participate in hands-on activities daily, with them often acting as scientists. She teaches her students how to use professional-grade lab equipment and EPA standard methods experienced by professionals, and instills in them a deep passion for the environment. They test the amount of ozone in and around tech, do a waste audit of the cafeteria, and they get certified to become tree pruners. They act as citizen scientists, collecting leaf phenology data on the trees in Fort Greene Park, logging observations in a notebook, and reporting it to Harvard University. They use candy and spaghetti to design and build structures to withstand earthquakes, and then time how long it takes to break them, if at all, using a shake table. She transformed a cookie-cutter eco-column activity into an ongoing project where students have options in their design and in what organisms they contain. It is challenging for any teacher to give students the freedom to explore because things may not work out as planned, but Dr. Margarita knows that is exactly when and how learning happens, through inquiry and making mistakes. When students leave her class, they understand how they can play an active role in helping protect the environment for future generations and are equipped with the skills and knowledge to affect change in the real world. Dr. Margarita is a doctor of chiropractic, and her passion and skills for helping people transfer to education. She can usually be found with a huddle of students around her. She has even taken students who are not in her class under her wing as they visit her during their off periods and after school to take care of the plant and animal systems. She is equally passionate about helping teachers. She dedicates hours of her free time working one-on-one with them on their lesson plans. She serves as a mentor to teachers both in and outside of tech, encouraging them to participate in programs outside of school, connecting them with professional organizations, and fostering an environment of collaboration and care. I reached out to a former student of hers, Joyce Tam. In 2013, Joyce took Dr. Margarita's Living Environment class and was the only senior in a class of freshmen. She was barely passing her classes, felt out of place in high school, and was unsure about college and her career path. In Joyce's words, after meeting Dr. Margarita, I felt uplifted. She was like a second mother and best friend to me. She inspired me with her hands-on activities and mentored me. She invested her time into finding resources that helped me explore my interests and connected me to opportunities I didn't know existed. Through her guidance, she gave me the skill sets and confidence I needed to succeed. She believed in me. Joyce received her master's in mechanical engineering from MIT. She interned with NASA, and now she lives in California doing research and development for a biotech company. She credits much of her success to Dr. Margarita. Dr. Margarita has had a profound impact on so many of us here today, including myself. It is my honor and pleasure to be here with you today and to celebrate all of your achievements. Thank you for everything that you do.
Good evening. As everyone here knows, being the STEM intellectuals we are, the Sloan Award recognizes excellence and those with the potential to revolutionize their fields of study. As all of Dr. Margarita's students know, she is exactly the type of person the Sloan Award is meant for. Dr. Margarita's passion for her students and her field of study is unlike any other I've seen as a teacher before. She approaches teaching with a tender maternal heart and an unmistakable love of her job, always going above and beyond to improve and provide the best she possibly can for her students. It is always clear when speaking to her that she wants to see you grow and succeed. And this is made doubly clear by the great effort and expenses she will selflessly take on to guide you and provide you with what you need. Despite being one of the busiest people I know, she is impossibly patient and will somehow always find the time and energy to help whoever requests it. She is supportive and compassionate and always concerned for the well-being and happiness of her students as if they were her own children. Her incredible passion and dedication to her work and her students is awe-inspiring, and its tremendous capability to inspire cannot be overstated. Speaking to that potential to inspire, I knew she was special when I was in school on a Saturday, as someone who would sooner spend my day in a dumpster than a second after I was in school. I knew that she got me. I knew I wasn't cool anymore, unfortunately. Dr. Margarita is an exemplar of an ideal teacher, one with the potential to create great change and inspire with love. And it has been an honor to speak for her here tonight and see her being recognized with this befitting award. Thank you all so much for your time, and thank you, Dr. Margarita, for your unwavering support of the Impact Fund.
There's so much life going on in there, from the students to the fish to the plants are everywhere. You seem like you're taking a step outside the school and walking into a whole different place. And that whole different place is cultivated by Dr. Margarita. Brooklyn Technical High School is currently the second-ranked school in New York City and the second-ranked school in New York State. We are the largest STEM high school in the world with over 6,000 students. Her class is an AP environmental class. It's a college-level class. The rigor on the class is through the roof, but it doesn't feel like that type of class.
I'll introduce the topic through some kind of interesting phenomena, a hook, something that piques their interest. With environmental science, there's so many layers. There's the social aspect of what's going on, the economic, and then the environmental aspect. Today, we were looking at plate boundaries that are typical to find earthquakes. They were each assigned different regions of the world, and they had a different budget according to that location. Each person takes on a different role. We have lead engineer, we have the accountant, the project manager. They'll construct it from the materials that they agreed upon and the price range that they have. And each location is earthquake prone, but there has been different socio-economic factors that might influence how a building is constructed there. So I like to make it as real world as possible. And I think when they have these added layers, it becomes a richer experience.
She wants it to stick. She wants this to become part of your life. She wants you to care about these environmental issues and knows that if it translates to things that are going to happen in your life, things that you care about, that will transcend the classroom and become part of who you are and part of what you care about.
I always loved nature and always loved being outside.
She takes her students on field trips all the time. Probably more field trips than students in our entire school combined will ever take in their high school career. She's taken them to Solar One, to the wastewater treatment facility. They go upstate to release trout. She raises trout with her students all year.
One of my favorites is the Harvard Forest program. That's a long-term ecological study. Once a week we go to the park and we record information about their tree. We're looking at when the leaves drop in the fall and when the buds burst in the spring. So I've been doing this study for 7 years, and it's kind of like a legacy now because one class will leave off and the other class picks up where they left off. Every student looks back and they contact me and tell me like what an impact that made because they were tree blind before the study, and then after they can identify so many trees. So they are always looking at the tree, and it gives them a time to really stop and think about what's happening in nature and how it connects to their life. Once again, thinking about how climate is changing and what's happening to the trees as a result. So it makes a really lasting impact on them. It gives me chills sometimes because like I have students, as I said, reach back out to me saying how that study made them want to pursue either research or pursue something in the natural study, in the natural world. And so it just really is, it's heartwarming.
Thank you. I am grateful to have been selected to receive the Sloan Award for Excellence in Teaching Science and Mathematics. Congratulations to the other teachers receiving the award. Countless hours of lesson planning, prepping for science experiments, and learning new ways to teach virtually went into this. Thank you, Fund for the City of New York, recognizing the work of teachers. It means so much to me that the work I am so passionate about resonates with others. When Matt Molina of NYC H2O approached me to see if I was comfortable with him nominating me, I said, yes, of course. Speaking to Matt reminded me of the ways I've helped students to connect with organizations like NYC H2O and people like Matt. I have always hoped to be the teacher who continues to grow and learn and inspires the same in your students. Regarding my teaching style, I imagine sitting in my classroom with myself as a teacher,
and asking myself, would I want to be in my class? This puts a lot of pressure on me to keep my students engaged. I thought of all the teachers and classes I found most engaging in my school life. The best teachers accepted me, made me feel safe, and pushed me out of my comfort zone to try new things. Being the best teacher I could be is hard work, and I did not do this alone. I want to thank my sisters, who are my role models and mentors. I thank my husband and children who give me strength and anchor me throughout my teaching journey. I thank teachers before me, the teachers at my side at Tech, and other colleagues who continually collaborate with me so we can grow in this profession together. I want to thank Principal Newman, who continues to support and encourage me. Whenever I ask if I could try something new, he says yes. Yes to going to Harvard Forest for 2 days, to work alongside an ecologist with boots on the ground. Yes to becoming an AP reader. Yes to setting up the greenhouse. Yes to building a living wall. Yes to using the building as a lab. And yes to going outside and using the park as an extension of the classroom. I want to thank Assistant Principal Kelly Lovelett. I ran these ideas and requests by her before I went to Dave, and she always cheers me on. Kelly joined my classroom countless times. She helped celebrate students fishing for insects in leaf packs. She was there to film proud students who designed the structures to withstand the earthquake shake table, and Kelly would also remind me to breathe. I want to thank Matt Mandry, Tech alumni, who believed in me, mentored me, and nurtured my efforts to bring real-world science to my students. And I especially want to thank my students for energizing me to make things happen and getting excited about exploring science together. Every year, I ask my students to reflect on the time that we have together and what resonates most for them. It boils down to letting them have the time to figure things out for themselves and to keep things fresh. I think back to Adam, the student connected to this award. Adam was timid and introverted, and he did not like going outside. I asked Matt Molina to take a chance on Adam, even though he disliked being outdoors with an agency that was all about being outside. Fast forward 4 years, and Adam wrote a proposal to the New York City legislature to grant the Ridgewood Reservoir historical status, which was approved and was a pivotal change for the agency. I believed in Adam, like I believe in all my students, because others believed in me. Someone once said, teaching is the one profession that creates all other professions. And I want to continue to live up to the Sloan legacy by continuing to inspire my students to explore their dreams. Thank you.